Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I've got both Sherman and Slothy with me today. Sherman, how you doing?
Doing good so far. How are you doing?
Good. It's technically release day. Like everything is it's pre-release day. Wink, wink. But you can just get the stuff on release day now. So everyone buys all their cards in their boxes on pre-release. I think that was a good change overall. But no, it's been the first set for a while that I haven't hated. So right before this, I was down finishing Falithar. I talked a little bit about that before, but just the raw upgrade of Doran, I'm so excited for. So I was up bright and early, just like sleeving that and everything. I still gotta get the actual like deck thing itself, but then like I said, I've got the upgrades and everything. I got it all figured out, so I'm very excited to build that. Other than that, I've just been, it was a good week, busy week, but not so bad. We were talking a little bit before this about how we might get some games in next week, so that'll be good too. And Slothy, how are you doing?
Well, I'm not too bad. It was a interesting week, to say the least, but yeah, not too bad. I too am way more excited about this set than I have been for anything recently. So I'm excited to talk about it.
True. I also finished a lot of music this week, so I was also enjoying that. You're getting spammed after this, Slothy.
Oh,
yeah, it's
sweet.
It should be interesting. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I like to record a bunch of music and then found a fun new way to do it. So I've been playing around. Let's jump right into our topic today because we're never quick with this one ever.
No.
We've got our last our last set of our spoilers here. So we have the main set spoilers, and it actually looks honestly pretty good. Honestly doesn't look horrible. I'm going to start us out. I'll get the all out assault out of the way. So this is 2, a red, white, and a black. It's an enchantment. Creatures you control get 1/1 and death touch. That's already absurd. That's a great anthem and enchantment. When it enters, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat after this phase, followed by an additional main step. When you next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. That's pretty good. It's what do you guys think of this one?
I think it's all right. Like, extra combats is always nice, but at the same time, I'm like, So
that's fair.
I'm not much of a extra combats kind of person.
Just with the with how strong the ability to get what's the word I'm thinking here? How strong it is to get the Mardu deck kind of combats, you know? These creatures having death touch, it makes so many tokens that's again the same thing for your Caesar, right? Like those little tokens having death touches is more of the problem than the extra combat.
Death touch is the big kicker here. I don't care about extra combat. The +1/+1 anthem's nice. Just having all the creatures with death touch is brutal. That's the part that I like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of happy to see this in 3 colors, so it doesn't just make an appearance in like every Orzhov token deck. Oh, it's
That'd be annoying.
But again, in any 2-color combination of this, like you don't want Boros to have death touch in an anthem. I do personally, but
yeah.
There's also so many cool.
I give everything first strike.
Yeah, right. There's so many cool artworks of all these cards. Like there's going to be a ton of them. So, who wants to take my best friend?
I'll take this one. I'm also a big fan. We've got Baitor, Kin to All. It is 2 and Abzan, so 2 white, black, green for a 5/7 legendary spirit dragon with flying. At the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, draw a card. Then if creatures you control have total toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. Then if each creature you control has total toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up.
What a silly card.
It's so silly.
Seems fun.
You're nearly a quarter of the way with this card alone.
Yeah.
Right? Like the best way to look at this is if you have this and basically one other creature out, it's a draw engine. Then it's a Seedborn engine of untapping your creatures. That's really quickly too. I just like I said, I was working on that list. I took Seedborn out of the Felithar list because everyone's like, oh yeah, like you get the untap and stuff. Sure, that's cool. But like the Felithar already enables you to like, I can throw away like Tree of Perdition, for example, and I draw 13 cards. I don't need to do that 4 times. Once a round is good. You know, like it's just the
need to.
Yeah.
However,
I sack 3 of my creatures. I get back to my turn. I have 55 cards in my hand.
Can I play on Omniscience?
Yeah, right. It's but yeah, no, Baator, first off, all of these artworks on it are so very cool. I really like the second one. I've got to find a foil of the second one for sure.
Oh man.
Because it's kind of like a pseudo secondary commander in that. Again, like I said, I love the Doran playstyle. So I'm loving that there's like a new path. The Abzan's never had a draw engine as powerful as Felithar. This whole episode might just be spoilers and me talking about Felithar. But no, Baator should have been in the. I was going to say quickly, it should have been in the precon. This is much more geared towards what the precon should have been, whereas the other one is more geared towards being like a reanimator commander. The life gain, life loss, reanimation doesn't really fit with just that toughness theme. Whereas even this is, again, it's a 5/7. It's a cares about toughness commander. I think Baator's so cool.
Yeah, I think a 1-for-1 swap with the other commander would have been really nice.
Yeah, because the other commander is really cool. There's you can build some really fun decks, and just that pseudo reanimation and everything turns like cards like Feed the Swarm, for example, into so good, right? Because then you can bring back any of your what's the one that everyone plays right now? It's a green card you can proliferate or destroy creature like artifact enchantments with. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's common. I can't think of it right now.
Oh,
from Phyrexia.
Proliferate and or destroy?
Yeah, it's like a 1/1. You could pay 1 to sack it to like destroy an artifact, enchantment, or proliferate or something.
My keeps on going to like the stupid Caliper, but it doesn't proliferate.
Yeah, that's where I keep going too, but
it's Myco something. I don't know. It might not be. Maybe I had a stroke. Who knows? But it's I know I have a lot of copies of them. Hold on, anyone who's audio listening, I'm so sorry.
You said it was a creature?
Yeah.
Well, there's Cankerbloom.
Cankerbloom, that's the one.
Cankerbloom, choose one. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or proliferate. It's a 3/2.
Yeah, Cankerbloom. So again, just being able to have like something the real long way. We get there. A real like a good engine to like turn those like lose 2 life. You reanimate your Cankerbloom. You're tripling up on your removal that way. And like I said, I think that's super powerful. I get beat all the time, but I don't play the interaction, right? So I get beat by a lot of graveyard decks frequently, and having just another cool reanimator commander never hurts. Oh man, I like this Baator so much. If anyone has this Baator, I'm gonna set up a PO box. Send me it, please. Sherman.
Let's move on to the next card. Or else we're going to stay here talking about this for like the next hour.
We live for Baator.
Yeah, there you go. We have Call the Spirit Dragons. So this is Wooburg. So it's all the colors. It's enchantment. Dragons you control have indestructibility. Okay, sure. That's kind of broken. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a +1/+1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. You put +1/+1 counters on 5 dragons this way, you win the game. Seriously?
Yeah, it's pretty cracked, hey? The Ur Dragon needed more stuff.
If I play a Morphon deck, does that mean I automatically win?
It has to be 5 different
deck?
dragons. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. You got to have multicolored dragons, but still a win and a dragon's indestructible card is rough. It's a power engine, and it's cool art.
Like if they didn't have the win condition, I would like this. Like it is a mythic. Okay, I get it. No, but like it's already strong with, like you said, with indestructibility, and then you're boosting all your dragons. The win condition just seems like overkill.
Yeah, it's also giving you like the indestructible and the counters on multiple different dragons is already good. You don't really need to. You don't need to staple a you win onto it too.
What colors are Tiamat in?
All of them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's a few 5-color dragon commanders. Like you said, people play Morophon in it all the time, but this set really did expand out like the cool dragon options for some of the other colors.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna see a lot of rebuilds of Ur Dragon and stuff. I love this like dragon scale framing though on some of these mythics.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Yeah, really nice. We have a Crater Hoof. Oh wait, sorry, we don't. Well, we do have a Crater Hoof reprint, but that's not the one we're talking about. We have Clarion Conqueror here. This is 2 and a white for a dragon. So like I said, they did get some other dragons going good. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated, which is really funny as a dragon. Like that's a pretty brutal hate bear dragon.
Or a 3/3 for 3. That's annoying.
A 3/3 flying dragon at 3 that shuts off artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers is brutal. I had a lot of decks that put this into. Honestly, into the it's not Awulo, it's the other bear. Kudo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is a 2/2 flyer. And then like I said, we have a Craterhoof Behemoth with like 3 new artworks. Craterhoof did need a reprint. These the blacked out frames are also pretty cool.
They're interesting. Some of them I like, some of them I don't like.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comparing it in my mind to the portraits.
Well, for me, like if you look at the Craterhoof one that like with the black, it feels like someone like made a picture and you're just like, oh, you know what, I don't like it, and just try taking the eraser from like paint or something like that and just like go at it.
Just went over it a bit.
Yeah, some of them are definitely better than the portraits. Some of them are a little closer for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I respect that. Slothy, you take the one after Craterhoof. I'll read Craterhoof. Again, you have lots of creatures. It's 8 mana, 5/5. When it enters, creatures get trample and XX, where X is creatures you control. Everyone gets Craterhoof. We understand.
Yeah.
Then we've got Death Begets Life, 5 and Sultai, so black, green, blue for a sorcery. Destroy all creatures and enchantments. Draw a card for each permanent destroyed this way.
In love with it.
I would be afraid of this card because I would be like, okay, how many tokens do you have? Oh, you have like 120 tokens. Okay, I cannot cast this.
Marnius hard counters this.
Yeah, true. I have so many. I'm such a weird builder. I don't build like any interaction, but I pack mass enchantment destruction as often as I can into decks. I hate on enchantments so much. So I would run this only for enchantments.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Creatures are just caught in the hellstorm that is this card.
Fire.
Yeah. I really, really like this one. It's 8 mana. It deserves to be.
Just play Sultai, just play nothing but artifacts and you're good.
Yeah, true.
All right. What do we have? That's the same one. Oh, we have Draco Genesis for 6 double red enchantment. You may cast dragon spells without paying their mana cost. Oh, so it's like a rooftop storm.
Yeah, it is like a dragon rooftop storm. It's pretty brutal. That's
for 8 mana.
8 mana, if fair.
Yeah.
But in a dragon deck, you're already rushing to 6 mana anyway, so what's 2 more?
So true.
This is, especially if you have a way to cheat this out or you get this out early, this can turn like, if you've got 5 dragons in hand, that's pretty problematic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan. I like it. We have here our Dragonback Assault. 3, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 red. When this enchantment enters, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, so it's a nice little wipe. And then it's a landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you get a 4/4 red dragon with flying. I think that might be the strongest landfall enchantment creator we've seen.
I would to say, yeah, it probably is. Like for 6 mana, it's not bad, but like you're also in green, so you should be able to get there real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, a Teamer landfall deck kind of works pretty good, but even passively, it's just a good card. That's a strong generator.
Yeah,
I think the only thing that out generates it is like maybe a Scoot Swarm later, like because of the doubling.
Yeah,
but if you think like there's like a lot of landfalls, like people still play Rampaging Ballots a lot, and that isn't as good as this. I don't think like 4/4 flyers are the really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got. Oh, I'm not going to read the first one because I can't tell what that says. Elspeth Stormslayer, 3 double white for a 5 loyalty planeswalker Elspeth. If 1 or more tokens will be created under your control, twice as many are created instead. +1, create a 1/1 soldier token. 0, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. They gain flying until your next turn. And -3, destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater.
That's pretty pushed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Another token doubler.
Yeah. Another token doubler that also produces tokens and gives you like an evasion, flying, and buff, like permanent buff, and is removal.
Like, how much is this card going to be worth? Like probably like what? Like $50, $60, $70, maybe even pushing it to 80.
Right now it's 35.
Honestly,
that's way too cheap.
Honestly, worth picking up at 35. Yeah. Cheap. Any of the token doublers, like, they always retain value.
Anointed Procession's already up there, and then you have the other white one from like Caverns of Ixalan, starts with an M.
I know.
Can't remember it.
Yeah, it's Ode or something. It doesn't start with an M, but it's Ode or blah blah blah. The creature, yeah.
So, and all the token doublers are expensive.
They always retain value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A token doubler.
Artwork's nice though.
It is cool artwork, but again, a token doubler that also makes you tokens, because the realistic way is that this is coming down at 5 mana and either making you at a minimum 2/1/1s. It's giving you your win the game. I'm gonna swing in with flying and kill someone, or I'm removing your biggest problem and still having a token doubler, right? Like if Doomblade, for example, right? If a doubling season also had a Doomblade when you cast it, doubling season would be played even more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that is pretty, because it's not killing Elspeth. You're not, I don't know, that it seems very strong. Too strong. Very cool artworks on all of them. It looks like Elspeth's riding Ugin in the second one.
Oh, maybe.
I see spirit dragons. I think Ugin. Yeah, there's something, I got to read the story of this. Something about Nicobolas being back in Ugin. They just recycle the same bad guys every time. Like it'll be, we'll be back to Elish Norn in a few sets. You know, a few cowboy sets. Maybe we play the game of life.
Hey, you either get recycled villains, or you get Kellen. Take your pick.
You know what? You know what? You're right. I haven't seen a Kellen in this set yet, and I gotta be happy. Maybe that's why I'm enjoying this so much. We have Jeskai Revelation as our next one. Another huge mana cards. Lots of big mana stuff. So really designed for EDH. 4/1 blue, 1 red, 1 white. Return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. Great. 4 damage to any target. Great. Create 2 white monk creature tokens with prowess. Great. Draw 2 cards. You gain 4 life. That's a lot of effects for 7 mana.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, a return, a token generator, piece of removal, a draw, a gain life. That's pretty good. 5 effects at 7 mana.
Yeah, it's like almost like an ultimatum.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
I guess I'll take the next one since you reversed the turn order.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
We got a Mox Jasper for 0 mana, legendary artifact. Add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control a dragon.
I just wanted you to have the better card. I'm sorry. There's a lot of like changeling decks and everything that work this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Mox is meh.
I know, like in was it standard or no modern? In modern, like people were talking about like how you can like there's like a was it a 2% chance or 5% chance or something like stupid where you can win on turn 1 with like you need like 3 ley lines and all that stuff and everything, and you need a Mox Jasper. I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a perfect hand, you can definitely win turn 1.
Right. It's again very cool artwork. I do really like this framing. Like it almost looks like they just see what people are doing for altar extensions and be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna start taking that and printing it onto cards myself.
That's where I've seen that gold border alt art before.
I've
seen that exact one on proxies before.
Yeah, where people they just extend it out with a cool. I don't know. It looks cool though. I'll give credit where credit's due. It does look cool. Altruist counts your days. Slothy, yes, okay. I read turn order.
We've got Narset, Jeskai Waymaster. It is Jeskai for a 3/4 legendary human monk. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn.
I could see that being fun. It's kind of cool.
Storm out deck myself.
Would be fun, yes.
We have our other Nerev. So not the commander one, but I think this is pretty cool. Narrative Heart of the Storm, 1, a red, a white, a black, 4/5 spirit dragon with cool artwork. That's flying. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that much damage instead. That's great for any ETB theme damage, any like haste kind of stuff. I really like this commander.
August 2.0.
Oh, it's not even combat damage. Yeah.
Yeah, any damage. So if you have like a Perforos out, if you have any of those,
Annoying.
it's
annoying.
not. Yeah, right. Like I could see that being a problem. It's pretty cool too. Like I said, I like it. I could see this being a pretty aggressive deck.
Yeah, because it's 4 mana for a 4/5 flyer that doubles damage. Come on.
Yeah. Well, again, if you're running a haste enabling deck, right? This commander hitting is now 8 commander damage at 4, and that's kind of a problem.
Ooh, and give it double strike.
Yeah, well, and you're in white, so you have the option to like go a really easy blink thing too. So you can re-blink these things in and out every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is really annoying. No thanks.
Right?
Okay, next card here is what? Perenation? Sure. Okay. For 3 and a white, black and green sorcery. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a hexproof counter and an indestructible counter on it. For 6 mana?
An indestructible counter is pretty cool. And again, you do have to remember it's return target permanent from the battlefield. So you're able to get back your worst removed things, yeah?
Yeah.
And again, like if you're a deck that runs, you have to have a doubling season, right? A hexproof indestructible doubling season recursion is kind of annoying.
For 6 mana though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
6 mana is a lot, but there's a lot of big things that I could recur with this, that them having hexproof and indestructible are pretty rough.
That's true. You're in black and green, so you can mill stuff quite easily if need be, or discard things.
Well, and the other thing too is that this isn't exiling itself. A lot of times when you have like this double effect, right? You exile yourself, like the card exiles. So you can keep recurring this card as well too.
Fair.
Yeah, 6 mana with a green deck isn't hard to get to. We have it is my turn, right? Or am I crazy? No, it's Slothy.
Yeah.
It's Slothy. I get there. It's early.
Next up, we've got the Rot Curse Rakshasa. 1 and a black for a 5/5 demon with trample and decayed. It's got renew for X double black. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put a decayed counter on each of X target creatures. Activate only as a sorcery.
Honestly, that's annoying.
It's funny.
That's really annoying.
Oh, why couldn't they make this into a legendary creature? This would be a fun commander.
I really like this direction.
You have a Sharpie at home, don't you, Mr. Fairman?
Well, unless I choose the black border one or whatever, it makes no difference. It's like invisible ink when you write on it.
That
secret commander.
That black border is it goes pretty hard. I would let someone play that as a commander, but that decayed mechanic is really, really annoying. The exile this card from your graveyard, put a decayed counter on each, so they can't. Your blockers no longer can block, and you have to sack them if they attack. Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I would just do it just so that they can't block.
Again, also a 5/5 at 2 is pretty strong. Okay,
yeah, but it has decay, right? And it can't block, so it makes no difference.
Yeah, but again, I'm gonna run it in like making no difference aside. You can't let me have you can't let me swing in with a 5/5 trampler at 2 mana. Who cares if it dies?
Care if you swing in, just don't swing it at me. Swing it at Slothy.
That's fair. It's cool.
Swing it at me. I do play interaction, Mr. Dan.
Nope, not up in here.
I will waste that on the stuff you have to sacrifice.
Yeah, I interact with creatures. We have Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant, 1 in a red for a legendary creature, human druid, 2/2. When Sarkhan enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, you create a treasure token. Beholding is you show people that you have a dragon. And that's the only way to play that mechanic, behold. It's a nice way to threaten people. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Sarkhan. Until end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains flying. It's okay.
It's all right. For 2 mana, I can't complain too much.
I don't think I'd run it in the command zone, but maybe I would. Maybe just a budget mono red commander deck or dragon deck.
Yeah, because like you could still do like low mana value dragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's
a few,
and a lot of
all have to be giant, like
a lot of
like casting ones.
A lot of the reducers as well are in mono red.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got that as well.
it is also acting as a pseudo ramp thing, right? Like if you're just on curve, like let's even say that you're playing pretty good hand. We get our turn 1 Soul Ring and a land. Turn 2, we get a land. We play Sarkhan. It makes a treasure token because we behold the dragon, and then turn 3 we go into a land. We're 6 mana turn 3 in mono red. That's going to be a big dragon. Also pumping Sarkhan, also making it. I could see this being decent.
Yeah. So you're just going to be another aggressive deck. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or just do a bunch of dragon approaches. There you go.
It's funny.
All right. Next card we have here is Shiko, Paragon of the Way, for 2 and a Jeskai. So that's going to be a blue, red, white. Legendary creature, Spirit Dragon, 4/5, flying, vigilance. When it enters, exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it. Then you may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. Hey, not bad.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a exile non-land card, so it doesn't have to be a permanent. Be anything.
Yeah. You can get a lot of cool stuff with it. And again, you're in the best colors for blinking.
True.
Anything with blue and white can recur this kind of stuff like endlessly, and you can run Pull from Eternity on a, sit there and keep pulling those things back out. I like it.
Next up, we've got Siege Rhino's weaker cousin, Skirmish Rhino. White, black, green for a 3/4 Rhino with trample. When it enters, each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's a mythic?
I think this is. I don't think this is a mythic. I think some of these cards have mythic treatments of them.
Here, let's.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
I like that last.
Yeah, they did it with Aether Drift a bunch.
Yeah. Okay. No,
I think
that makes a little bit more sense, because if it's just a rare, okay, that's not bad. But yeah,
this one is just a mythic.
It is just a mythic,
but the Sarkhan is not.
Is it? Is this down in the uncommons?
Let's see. Uncommons.
Skirmish Rhino. I don't see it.
No, I think this one's just a mythic.
Wow, so that's a terrible mythic.
I better not.
Awful mythic.
Let me quickly hit the farthest scroll down. Is this a common?
It is not a common.
This can't.
That would be horrible if it's a common. That'd be like the craziest common ever.
This can't be just a mythic.
This appears to be just a mythic.
I would genuinely crash out if I got this as my mythics. If I'm buying collector boosters and these are my foil mythics, I'd lose my. Especially when you can get things like the Dragonstorm, the Call the Spirit Dragons. Like I'd lose my mind. The Baitor.
Oh wait! I lied. Uncommon.
Okay, it is an uncommon.
It was just hidden.
Okay. Whew.
Okay.
All right,
we're good.
So it just has. I assume it's for a story spotlight kind of thing, but yeah, that'd be rough.
That's still a very rough mythic to get.
Again, the same thing. You can see that they're doing these border extension styles. Like they're obviously looking at like the popularity of people extending the artwork out of cards and being like, well, why don't we just print those?
Yeah.
We see all these artists and raise you, the printer.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
that's funny. We have Smile at Death, 3 double white with. I love this card. Ultimate Rego bait. Ultimate. I got a lot of decks like this, but Rego loves it. 3 double white. At the beginning of your upkeep, return up to 2 target creatures with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put one on a counter on each of those creatures. I like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I got no problems with it.
Yeah, like I could see this being useful in things like like your new Dorn deck and whatnot. So like if you're playing like walls and whatnot, or things with Defender.
It's in the deck, especially because I'm sacrificing them. Oh, it's in there.
Let's move on here to the next card, which is going to be Stormscale Scion. It's 4 double red creature dragon 4/4 flyer. Other dragons get +1/+1. and it has Storm on it.
Damn.
Wow, that's
Okay.
it's a 6 cost though. It is a 6 cost.
But there's so many things
So
that
it's not.
there's so many flash theme decks.
Sorry?
Like I wouldn't put this into specifically just a dragon deck. I would put this into like a deck where I'm already storming off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you're like spell slinger.
I'm gonna put this in Veyron.
Yeah, throw this in Vadric and
Yeah, right. Like any of those things that are just like repeating and then be like, oh, by the way, I also make 50 dragons. What's up? Okay, that's pretty good. I'll credit where credit's due. All right.
so silly. Me next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Tyam, Master Opportunist. 1 and a blue for a 2/2 legendary human monk. It's got Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counters on it, and if it doesn't have suspend, it gains it.
I like that. I could see especially we've been building a lot of budget stuff lately. I could build a pretty cool budget Tagam out of this.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like really fun.
Yeah, honestly, I think you could build a pretty cool budget deck out of this one for sure. I like that. I want to build it, but I also kind of want to see what Sherman would do with this. Sherman, I might ask you to build this one.
Yeah, like my head's already turning for it. I'm just like, ooh, like I kind of want to get the timey-wimey deck from Doctor Who now.
Yeah.
Right. Our next.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like definitely interesting.
I love the second spell kind of things.
Spell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on so I can think.
Okay, so we've got here the next one. Here's the problem. I both love and hate this card, but I'm probably going to build it. I think I got to. We have Teval, Arbiter of Virtue. So number 1, it's a legendary spirit dragon, which is pretty cool. It is 2, a black, a green, a blue, 6/6 flying lifelinker. The lifelink is very, very strange in these colors. You know, you generally don't have Sultai lifelink. Spells you cast have Delve. So each card from your grave, you can exile a card from your graveyard and reduce the cost by 1. I don't like to exile things at all, ever. I say this all the time. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. I do like that. I love to be able to, like, one of my favorite things to play all the time, I talk ad nauseum about it, is Belladross. It's really, really fun to Belladross, get my life down. And this might become my Belladross version 2, where I just power mill myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I traumatize myself and then I switch life totals. I think this could be kind of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, this commander looks like a lot of fun.
I think I'm gonna build a version of Teval. Like it just it's very unique. It's unique to the colors, and that's what I loved about Strixhaven so much, was differently unique things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty funny.
Ooh, I get Ugin. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. For 7 mana, legendary planeswalker Ugin comes in with 7 loyalty. When you cast this spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more color. When you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors.
So this is a perfect artifact card.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Really quickly, before you even go farther, if you have no more text on the card, I would play that card at 7 mana.
Yeah. Oh, good gracious, yes.
Yeah.
All right. The loyalty abilities. +2. You gain 3 life and draw a card. Already pretty good. For 0, you add 3 colorless mana. And for -11, you search your library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, then shuffle. Until end of turn, you may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. Yo, now this is a mythic.
Can you imagine if you could get this like foil version of this like multicolor like purple pinks Ugin or Skirmish Rhino?
Oh yeah, like the hologram dragon foil of it or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like you can get like this crazy, and then you get Skirmish Dragon.
Yeah.
Me getting banned from the store. I don't know why they made this weird flip version of it.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm not sure what the point is.
Baby Ugin, big boy Ugin. I don't know.
Yeah. So a bunch of the dragons that they have, they're two-sided. You have one side where it's like the older version, and the other side is going to be like a baby version of it.
All right. Okay, maybe.
But for why?
Yeah, I don't get it.
We'll see more of those later on.
Okay.
But yeah, they decided to do that for a bunch of dragons.
All right. Slothy, take us away.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Ureni, the Song Unending. It is 5 teamer for a 10/10 legendary spirit dragon with flying and protection from white and black. When Ureni enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and/or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control.
I honestly don't like it.
Nah,
Am I crazy?
I don't think so. I'm not really liking it either.
I don't mind it. I would probably find a way to give it Death Touch.
But again, it's still just creatures. Like there's more efficient ways to board wipe creatures.
Yeah, if you've got like Nylea's bow, it's awesome.
But the problem is that it enters, right? So it's not attacking.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That one is just attacking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really like this one. Like it just looks like it's like okay, like I have a like I'm doing dragons. It's just a 10/10 for like it doesn't have any land based ability. It's just okay. Like if it fetched a land or did something land based other than just like damage, because again at 8 mana I can already just kill those creatures I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they added the ability somehow, like with the amount of tech they have, good golly. But if they added like you can like return a land from like the graveyard or search for a land and put it on the battlefield, that would make more sense. You know, you add that one ability in, and then the rest of this, okay.
Again, at this mana I can Star of Extinction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And save some mana, I think. You know, that's like I said, I find this one a little weak. Maybe it fits into the other themes of it, but like I don't know. I'd rather have like that landfall dragon enchantment than this as a commander. Like if this commander had the landfall dragon, like landfalls, it makes dragons very cool then.
So Daniel, your challenge this week is to make a deck out of this commander.
I probably just it'd be very basic because I'm not excited about it. Like I said, I'm sure I'll see someone make a cool version.
Like here's 99 lands, don't care. There's a deck.
Landfall.
Yeah. All right, here's the deck tech. You switch this with Miram and just have a better dragon deck. You just again, this does not dethrone Miram as the best dragon commander in my opinion.
No.
There's just so many other good dragons, right? Like I said, the other ones are kind of unique. This is uniquely bad in my opinion.
Yeah, looking through EDH Rec, it looks like a lot of what this is just kind of basic Teamer Landfall.
Yeah, that's what it just seems like such an easy path. But again, the commander just, I feel like you could just find better things as a commander. I don't know if I'm just hating unnecessarily, but
better things for less mana.
Yeah. Is it me next or you?
You.
Should be Slothy.
No, I read Ureni.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it should be you.
Then let me crack into the Ambling Storm Shell. 3 double blue for a 5/9. All right, I like this. It's a turtle. It's got ward 2. Whenever this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw a card. All right, and then whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. I don't know how I feel about this, but I kind of like it.
I want this as an illegal commander.
It's kind of funny whenever you cast a turtle spell. I obviously like this is like changeling deck bait, but it's pretty funny.
So then, if I have this and I have Solemnity out and I attack and I can't put counters on,
yeah, you just draw 3.
Draw the 3 cards and I call it a day.
Yeah, or again, if you have any way to untap it, like if you have a deck that's running a Seedborn or anything, then this is irrelevant.
Well, but the stun counters are annoying though, because like even if you try to untap it, you have to remove a stun counter, right?
The permanent would become oh, okay. That's a interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize it worked that way. So yeah, so if I go to untap it,
in the water for a commander deck once. So
I like that though. Like I said, I still think this is a pretty solid piece of a draw engine of draw 3 cards is pretty cool.
All right. Next one. Ooh, Anafenza back. So we have Anafenza, Unyielding Liege. Legendary creature, Spirit, Soldier, 2/2, Flash, Flying. Oh, sorry. Flash, First Strike, no flying. That's too many Fs. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, Anafenza endures 2. So what's endure 2 to? Put 2+1/+1 counters on it, or create a 2/2 white spirit creature token. Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah.
This is like almost like you're replacing the creature that died.
That blackout version goes hard.
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty cool.
Next up here, we've got the Avenger of the Fallen. 2 and a black for 2/4 human warrior with Death Touch. Mobilize X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Whenever it attacks, create X tapped and attacking red warrior tokens. Sack them at the beginning of the next end step. That's pretty good. It's for a deck that's already filling your graveyard up. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about that one. We have Awaken the Honored Dead, our first of the rares. A blue, a green, and a black. Read that backwards. It's a saga. Number 1 is destroy target non-land permanent. So pretty cool piece of removal. Number 2 is mill 3. And number 3 is you may discard a card when you do return target creature or land from your graveyard to your hand. That's okay.
That's not bad. Like you probably just have it just for the mill.
Yeah, again, I want number 1 and number 2. I don't really care too much about the third one.
Yeah. Still, not bad. The artwork on the second one looked really nice though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh. Next card here is going to be Baron Steep. I don't know. Baron Step.
Baron sees bears.
It's a 2, a white and a black enchantment. As this enchantment enters, choose Abzan or Mardu. Interesting. So if you choose Abzan, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. If you choose Mardu, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. I'm choosing Mardu all the way every single time. I don't care.
I like this a lot. Yeah, that's a very cool enchantment.
I really like that enchantment. Like seriously, I would choose Mardu every single time and just like have my creatures die. It's so stupid.
Slothy.
The next one we've got here is Bloomvine Regent. 3 double green for a 4/5 dragon. It has an adventure called Claim Territory for 2 and a green. It's a sorcery, and it looks like it's got a different name, Omen. I probably won't be calling it that. Search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards, reveal them, put 1 onto the battlefield, tap the other into your hand, then shuffle. And the creature side's got flying, and whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters, you gain 3 life. And it's got one of those flips.
Really quickly, specifically, Omen shuffles that card back in.
Does it?
Yeah, repeatable cultivate.
Yeah, it's a new mechanic.
Oh, okay.
That's very good. I'm going to pick a stack of those up. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cultivate for forest, and then it goes back into the deck to cultivate for forest. Or late game, I get this. And yeah, this is great. And I see what you mean about the old dragon, young dragon, Sherman.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting, at least.
I'm excited to try playing around with the new Omen mechanic. It seems fun.
Mm-hmm. We read Clarion Conqueror. That's another one up there that has a mythic treatment.
Yeah. And once again, this one also has the flippy one, like older dragon, baby dragon kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm sitting there flipping it on the video. Who's next here? Is it me? It is me.
Yeah.
We have Corey Mountain Monastery. So it's a land. It enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. Taps for a red. Then 3 in a red, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. That's actually not a bad red land to just have, because if you're late game and you're just top decking hoping for an answer, that's all right.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I don't like the rate.
It's expensive, but again, for a late game like dig for something,
you could just have War Room and pay 3 mana and 1 life to draw the card.
But you're not losing the access to the colored mana, right?
That's true. I don't know. 4 seems very steep for me.
That's fair.
We have Corey Steel Cutter for the next card. It's a 1 in a red artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and haste. It also has Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. You may attach this equipment to it, and it equip cost is 1 in a red.
Pretty decent.
Not bad. Like the fact that it has like you cast your second spell each turn, you create a monk, so like you can generate creatures if you don't have creatures. It's kind of nice.
Well, the nice thing too is that it doesn't have to be on a creature for this. This is just the artifacts ability.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Next, we've got the Dalkovan Encampment. It's a land. It enters tapped unless you control a swamp or a mountain. You can tap it for white, and you can pay 2 and a white and tap it. Whenever you attack this turn, create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step.
Not terrible as well.
Yeah.
The next card, honestly, I think goes really hard, and it has a really cool ability. It's a 1 mana equipment, Dragonfire Blade. Equipped creature gets 2/2 and hexproof from monocolored. So that's gonna remove a lot of removal options. It's gonna be very hard to kill my commander this way. Equip 4 and 1 less to cost for each color of the creature it targets. So if you're running like a 3 mana commander, like if I'm playing Teval, for instance, right? This becomes like an equip 1 and then gives my Teval basically you can't target him with monocolor. So I think it's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Seems fun.
Yeah.
Too bad it doesn't give haste.
I wish.
Ooh, what's this next card? It looks fun. Dragonologist for 2 and a blue. Creature, human, wizard, 1/3. When this creature enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant, sorcery, or dragon card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Untap dragons you control have hexproof. Interesting.
Yeah, I like this.
The artwork's really sick.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got the Eshki Dragonclaw, 1 and Teamer for a 4/4 legendary human warrior with Vigilance Trample Ward 1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell, this turn, draw a card and put 2 +1/+1 counters on Eshki.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That seems like a fun commander to try to play around with, just to try to meet those conditions constantly.
Yeah. It's also a draw engine. I like this. I think it's kind of cool. I like the artworks on both of them, by the way. We have a Fangkeeper's Familiar. 1 black, 1 green, 1 blue. 3/3 snake. It has flash. When it enters, you choose 1. You gain 3 life and surveil 3. Destroy target enchantment or counter target creature spell. I like all these options.
Yeah, that seems fun. That's pretty good. Okay, let's see here. The next card here is going to be Felothar, Dawn of the Abzan. For a 1 and a black and a green. Legendary creature, human warrior, 3/3 trample. Whenever it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
I like it.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's a good ability.
Again, this one and the other Baitor make perfect sense in a deck together.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? But I like this. I really like just Felothar's vibe. I like the fit. It's a cool card. I'm a fan.
Next up, we've got the Flamehold Grappler. Jeskai for a 3/3 human monk with first strike. When this creature enters, copy the next spell you cast this turn when you cast it, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's kind of cool. And again, it's ETB, so you can blink it, you can Panharmonicon it. I'm a fan. And you use this to make extra copies of Panharmonicon, which is also pretty cool. We have a Frostcliff Siege next. 1/1 red, 1 blue. As it enters, choose Jeskai or Teamer. Jeskai, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I like that. Or Teamer, creatures you control get 1/0 and have trample and haste. I'm a fan of both these modes.
Yeah.
I like that too. Like I like the fact that you're choosing the clans.
I love those. Yeah.
Next one here. Once again, we get to choose them. We have a Glacier Wood Siege for 1 and a green and a blue enchantment. As this enchantment enters, choose Teamer or Sultai. So the teamer, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards. And in Sultai, you may play lands from your graveyard. Hey, both of these are really dope.
That's obnoxious on both sides.
Mill 4 cards or play lands from your graveyard. Hey, I'm really happy with this one.
There's so many like Simic Spellslinger decks already, and just the draw or the mill 4 stapled onto it is pretty disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like their like strategic planning versions of the battle, you know, like the artworks.
Yeah, for each of them that they have these, it's so cool.
Slothy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at that art. Next up, we've got the Great Arishan City. It's a land. Land enters tapped unless you control forest or plains. And tap it for black, or 1 and a black and tap it to exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token.
That's okay to sit and have an emergency blocker.
Yeah.
I just don't like to exile anything. We have Herd Heirloom next.
You have to exile the worst one is you have to exile a creature. It's not just any card.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We have our Herd Heirloom next. 1 in a green. It is a 2-mana rock, which I pseudo like. It taps for add 1 mana of any color, spend only to cast a creature spell. Don't as much like the restriction, but it also has tap. Until end of turn, target creature you control with power 4 or greater gains trample, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I do like that ability.
That's pretty solid.
It's pretty good if you're a creature heavy deck, right? So like, yeah.
Again, also a piece of draw engine and a trample enabler is great.
Yeah. Ooh. Next one here is going to be Hollow Merc Siege for a black and a green enchantment. As it enters, choose Sultai or Abzan. So Sultai, whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, you draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, okay. Abzan, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains menace till end of turn.
Both great.
That's okay.
I like this a lot. I like both of these are really cool.
That's interesting. I still like the Simic or the Simic one more.
Yeah.
The Simic one's great.
Next up, we've got the Inevitable Defeat. 1 in Mardu for an instant. Spell can't be countered. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller loses 3 life and you gain 3 life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That hurts. We have Kishla Village next. It enters tapped unless you control an island or swamp. Taps for green. 3 in a green. Tap. Surveil 2.
Not bad. Let's see here. The next card is going to be Kotis, the Fang Keeper, for a 1 and a black, green, blue. Legendary creature. Zombie warrior. Indestructible. It's a 2/1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library. Where X is an amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without pain or mana cost. Interesting.
I do like this.
Interesting. Huh.
Again, it's a very unique Sultai card.
Mm-hmm.
I would build this auras for sure.
Yeah.
Like unblockable auras, colossification on this thing. I hit you for 22. I exile 22 cards from your library and cast 22 cards worth of it. Villainous Wealth, the commander. I kind of like it.
Yeah, you could have
True.
your colossifications, your what's that enchantment from Midnight Hunt? Unnatural Growth.
Yeah, where you're just doubling it. And again, you have like you can hit the Aqueous form so easy for your unblockables. You can get the I would have all of the old like all of the background enchantments kind of thing for this, right?
Yeah.
Whenever command, I like this. I'm gonna probably build an auras themed one of or enchantment theme of this. Sultai enchantments. Never thought I'd see it.
Next up here, we've got the Locked Prowler. 2 double green for a 5/5 Snake Ranger. When this creature enters, you may mill cards equal to the number of lands you control. And it's got Renew. 1 and a green. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery.
That's interesting.
There you go. Not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We have our Lotus Light Dancers next. 2, a black, a green, a blue. 3/6 Zombie Bard with lifelink. I'm enjoying this Sultai lifelink. It's kind of interesting. Whenever this creature enters, search your library for a black, a green, and a blue card. Put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. That's like obvious Muldrotha bait. That's great.
Not bad for 5 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 3/6 lifelinker that's tutoring me 3 cards in Muldrotha is awesome.
And the fact that it's on a lifelinker with a big butt, that's the annoying part.
Big booty lifelinkers.
Yeah, that's so annoying. Oh, okay. We have a land next. It's going to be a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. So it taps for a colorless, or you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a dragon spell or an omen spell. And for 4 mana, you can tap it and sacrifice this land, search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's pretty decent, I think. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
We have or is it Slothy or me? Slothy.
Yeah.
I get too excited.
We've got our Magmatic Hellkite. 2 double red for a 4/5 dragon with flying. When it enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches their library for basic land card, put on the battlefield, tapped with a stun counter on it, then shuffle. I really like this.
I like this a lot. I stun your lands.
It feels kind of mean.
It is kind of mean. That's why I like it.
Hey, with how lands are,
I have some lands that should
them.
be destroyed every now and then, you know?
Yeah.
Granted. They say non-basic land, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, I'm not going to go
still,
after
like,
your guild gate, but if you got a strip mine, that's gone.
True.
I'm gonna strip you before you can strip me.
Yeah, or a field of the dead or something like that.
I don't hate.
Oh, yeah, field of the dead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't hate these the flip versions of things. The Ugin one I think looks terrible, but the rest of these look good. I think.
Better than the Ugin one.
Yeah, the Ugin one looks, I don't know, odd.
Yeah.
Looks like a bobblehead. We have Meringue River Regent as our next one. This is a 4 double blue dragon. It has an omen. We'll do the omen next. So it's flying 6/7. When it enters, return up to 2 other target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. I like that. That's pretty cool. And then its omen version is an instant called Coil and Catch. You draw 3 cards, then discard a card at 3 and a blue. That's very good, especially for something that keeps shuffling in. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that. Ooh, and the flip version of it's cute.
Yeah. I was going to say in a late game, this is a piece of like removal. Early game, this is like a draw 3 discard is great. I don't see it because it replaces itself, right? It's like it's more than card advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. We have a Mardu Siegebreaker for 1 and a black-white red. Creature, human, warrior, 4/4. Death Touch haste. Ew. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 other target creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. Whenever this creature attacks for each opponent, create a tap token that's a copy of the exile card attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice those tokens. Huh.
I think that's pretty cool.
They should have made this into a commander. That would be fun.
I like this as a legendary, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Mistrise Village. It's a land. Enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. It can tap for blue. Or you can tap a blue and tap it to have the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered.
All right, that's a bit more powerful than the other ones.
This one is pretty solid.
Just the next spell. Again, this is for every competitive or higher powered deck that has blue, this has a spot. Because again, I'm willing to have it entered to have that ability.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Damn, that's really good. I'm just sitting over here just taking pictures of cards while we do this. That's how I make my lists every time we go through spoilers. I just go through it, but that's pretty good. Do you know what that card's going for right now?
The basic version right now is $9.59.
Honestly,
and the other one's $15.
Honestly, worth buying out at $9. It's going to do nothing but go up. That's very good. Okay, as our next one here, we have a Naga Fleshcrafter, 3 and a blue for a 0/0 snake shapeshifter. You can have it enter as the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, and then it has Renew, 2 and a blue. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on target non-legendary creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. That's a phenomenal copy.
That's really, really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh man. All right.
Wait.
Next card here. Ooh, we get a Narset Jeskai Waymaster for Jeskai. So
we already read this one. It has a mythic version.
Sorry?
This one has a mythic version. We already read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta move on. Nature's Rhythm for X double green sorcery. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. It has Harmonize. It's going to be so confusing with the card Harmonize. Has X and 4 green. So you may cast this card from your graveyard for its Harmonize cost. You may tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by an amount of generic mana equal to its power. Then exile this card.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not a big fan of tutors. You guys know that, but you know what? This isn't so bad.
Big fan of this one.
I think this has a lot of value. Again, being able to just reduce that extra cost, being able to just recur it, even if it was just, again, I would run this at flashback, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
flashback with cost reduction is pretty good in my mind.
Moving on here, we've got New Way Forward. 2 in Jeskai for an instant. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented that way, New Way Forward deals that much damage to that source's controller, and you draw that many cards.
That's awesome.
I like that.
This is a fun little upgrade to Deflecting Palm.
You try to blasphemous act me. You try to blasphemous act me, and I kill both of us. 13 damage each. You take 130,000 damage. I draw myself to death. That's pretty awesome. Like I said, I like this a lot, actually. Is it me right now?
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Karsi Revenant. That's what's going on. 1 double black, 3/3 vampire, flying, death touch, lifelink. Good. When it has renew, 2 and a black, exile it from your graveyard, put a flying counter, a death touch counter, and a lifelink counter on target creature you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's really good.
That's strong.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that card.
This is terrifying artwork on the other versions, not the first one, but the other 2. That will haunt my dreams.
It's like a Eldrazi or something.
I don't know what that is, but that's it'll haunt me.
Right. We have a saga here. It's going to be Rediscover the Way. So for a blue, red, white, look at the top so the first 2 chapters. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. The third one is going to be whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. You're digging like a lot of cards. So yeah, it's not bad for that.
I think it's you, Slothy.
Nothing?
Yeah. Next one we've got here is the Revival of the Ancestors. 1 in Abzan for a saga. First mode, create 3/1/1 white spirit creature tokens. Second mode, distribute 3+1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. And the third one, creatures you control gain trample and lifelink until end of turn.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. That's good.
I like this one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Really dislike that second art.
Yeah, I like for how cool I think Felithar and Baator look. They didn't really do them justice here.
No.
I just don't think. I don't like this weird like jack-o'-lantern looking armor thing that they keep having. When you see it like that, it looks kind of silly.
Oh, I didn't even look at it like that. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's something else it's supposed to be, but I just see giant pumpkin-looking jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah. It's like the samurai starfish.
Yeah, exactly. This is my Abzan-themed pumpkin set on Halloween. They're just normal. They're just normal jack-o'-lanterns.
This is the commander. Then you got 99 copies of Jack-o'-lantern from Innistrad.
Yeah, exactly. Next, we have our Roar of Endless Song. 2, a green, a blue, a red. First 2 sagas, it's a saga, so first 2 chapters create a 5/5 green elephant, which is cool, and then the third, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. That's all right. That feels very generic.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next card we have here is going to be Sage of the Skies for 2 and a white. Creature, human, monk, 2/3. When you cast a spell, if you cast another spell this turn, copy the spell. It has flying and lifelink.
Yeah.
That's more good for like a like I think that'll be really good for like a standard kind of thing, right? Like I'd love to play this card on Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they have the flying lifelink underneath the?
Yeah, I was looking at the formatting too, and it almost gave me a stroke.
Yeah.
Like, it's triggering me too.
Like
I
I guess maybe they thought because it's like a cast trigger that would go, but again, you could have easily put it in the right order.
It's like it follows the quote they have. Gravity is just a suggestion. Well, like the line text is just a suggestion, or the line order.
That's fair.
Yeah. Gravity, just like consistency, is just a suggestion.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Sarkon version with the dragon things looks good. Like I said, they just paid somebody to do one altar border and slap that bad boy on a lot of cards.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect the hustle, but
Yeah. But yeah, the next one we've got here is Scavenger Regent. 3 and a black for 4/4 dragon. It's got a omen. It's a sorcery. It's called Exude Toxin. X double black. Each non-dragon creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. And the creature side has flying and ward, discard a card.
that's cool.
Yeah. And it's got one of the stupid flip ones too.
I don't mind the flip ones. I'm not hating too bad. I am hating on the very. It looks like like the way that it looks is it's a socially awkward crocodile
For the adult one side.
Yeah. And also,
Like,
do dragons have arms?
Crocodile, half like.
Yeah. Do dragons have 2 arms, 2 legs, and wings, or is that wyverns?
Dragons have 2 arms, 2 legs, and wings.
Okay. All right.
Wyverns have 2 legs and wings with arms.
All right. So this is a biblically accurate croco-dragon.
Yes.
All right. We have Severance Priest next. This is a Jinn Cleric for a white, a black, a green, 3/3. Death Touch. When it enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an on-land card from it. If you do exile it, that's pretty disrespectful. When it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner creates an XX white spirit creature token, where X is the value of the exiled card. Honestly, that's annoying. It's kind of an annoying ETB.
That is annoying. All right. Next card here is going to be Sidisi, Regent of the Mire, for 1 and a black. Legendary creature, Zombie Snake Warlock. It's a 1/3. You can tap it. Sacrifice a creature you control with mana value X other than Sidisi. Return target creature card with mana value X+1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So it's like a birthday pot but for your graveyard.
Honestly,
I love this.
if had they stapled blue onto this, one blue, one black, one colorless, I would really like this. But the inability to easily mill yourself to get things into the graveyard to get this going, I think, is hard. I don't play much graveyard stuff, right? So
I think I'm definitely going to be building this one.
that's fair.
Oh, and then I guess it's we've got the Sinkhole Surveyor, 1 and a black for a 1/3 Bird Scout with flying, and whenever this creature attacks, you lose 1 life, and this creature endures 1. So put a +1/+1 counter on it, or create a 1/1 white spirit.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
We have a Songcrafter Mage next. This is a green, a blue, a red, human bard, 3/2. It's got flash. When it enters, target instant or sorcery in your graveyard gains harmonize till end of turn. Harmonize cost equal to its mana cost. That's all right.
I like that.
Yeah, again, it's still just flashback, and I would still play this for flashback, but flashback with like cost reduction. I'm okay with this for sure.
Yeah. Okay, we have a weird looking card here. It's Stadium Headliner for a single red creature, Goblin Warrior. It's a 1/1. It has Mobilize 1. And you tap 1 in a red, sacrifice this creature. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature.
Not a bad 1 mana goblin.
Yeah. Like, it's a goblin, so yay, but at the same time, I can see this once again, limited play or standard play, not for commander.
Then we've got Stillness in Motion. 1 and a blue for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3 cards. Then, if your library has no cards in it, exile this enchantment and put 5 cards from your library on top, or from your graveyard on top of your library in any order.
That to me is meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Elspeth in this kill this loot card. I'm not a fan of loot.
No.
It's I don't get the. I don't know. It's not for me. We have Surik, Elusive Hunter. 2 and a green for 4/3 legendary creature human warrior. Cannot be countered. Trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. It's an alright one, but nothing special in my opinion.
Yeah.
Something to slot into decks.
He's wearing antlers. Sorry?
Yeah, I was gonna say something to slot into decks.
Yeah, it's something to slot into the deck. I'm just laughing at the fact that he has these giant antlers as like almost like a necklace on him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. All right. We have a Teamer Battle Crier. I was going to say Battle Cruiser there for a second. Jeez. We're going to be a green, blue, red creature, Orc Ranger. 4/3. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control is power 4 or greater. Hey, holy smokes, that's really good.
That's very good.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of decks that benefit from something like that. I think you'll start seeing that pop up in like a lot of like big stuff like Battle Cruisery decks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've got the Ursa Light Shatter. 2 and a red for 3/3 legendary Orc Wizard with haste. When Ursa Light Shatter enters, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. And whenever Ursa attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard, and you may play that card this turn.
Interesting. Not bad.
I tend to evaluate legendary creatures on if I want them as a commander, and I don't want this as a commander.
No.
But I could see it being cool inside of decks.
It's because you don't like to discard cards.
To me, it just seems it's not even for free, right? Like if you could play them for free, sure, but then you still, I don't know. It just seems lackluster.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Again, I see there's lots of cards I don't like, and then people build really cool versions of them, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So maybe there'll be some fun ones. Is this you, Slothy?
No, this is you.
Let's go. We have the Sib Sig Ceremony. Triple black, legendary enchantment. I love both artworks. Creature spells you cast cost 2 less. Whenever creature you control enters, if you cast it, destroy it, then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token.
I am a huge fan of this.
I really like this one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. There's I have the secret layer Machias, and I've been like slowly putting things together to build this, like the secret layer Machias, and all of them having persist is so cool. I really, really like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, next one we have here is going to be Thunder of Unity for a Mardu. So it's going to be red, white, and black. It's a saga, so first chapter. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. All right. Chapters 2 and 3 are whenever a creature you control enters this turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got United Battlefront. 3 and white for sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to 2 non-creature, non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
We have a Voice of Victory, another hate bear, which I like. This is 1 and a white for a 1/3 human bard with mobilize 2. Whenever it attacks, you create 2 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warriors. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. And I like that.
With this card, they should have done the flavor text as "Stop interrupting me, I'm singing here."
I like that.
It's like, stop it.
I'm gonna put this at Rigo, to be honest.
Next card here is next card here we have is Warden of the Grove for 2 and a green. It's a Hydra. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. So once again, endure. Put X1+1/+1 counters on the creature that entered, or create an XX white spirit creature token. I would probably create the token, to be honest.
Honestly, I like this.
That's a really good card. It's a really good Hydra.
Yeah, I definitely really like that. Yeah.
Then we've got the Windcrag Siege. 1 red and a white for an enchantment. When it enters, choose Mardu or Jeskai. Mardu, if a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control a trigger, that triggers an additional time. Extra Ishin triggers.
I was going to say, this is
Jeskai.
It comes with Ishin now. You buy an Ishin and you get one of these stapled to the back.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those double-sided cards.
Yeah.
Or Jeskai, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. It gains lifelink and haste until end of turn.
Nobody in their right mind is choosing Jeskai.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really like how some of these, it could kind of go either way which one you choose. And then there's some where it's just incredibly obvious which one you should choose.
No one's choosing a 1/1 haste goblin with lifelink.
Yeah.
The attack triggers is so powerful. You're only buying this for the attack trigger. If you're buying this card as a single, it's because you're like doubling up on an attack trigger style deck.
Yeah, honestly, just take some white out, cover up that Jeskai part, and make some fun flavor decks.
Rip that bottom part of the card right off, just throw it out.
It's a space saver now.
Or just white it out and just right then Mardu. So like, I choose Mardu. Oh, I get both.
You can choose Mardu, or you can choose Mardu.
I like it.
There you go.
We have Winter Night Stories, 2 and a blue. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature. And then it has Harmonize of 4 and a blue, so you can cast it from your graveyard by tapping a creature and reducing by the power of what you tap. I like it.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I like a draw 3 at 3. I'm okay with that. Yeah. You got to discard 1 or 2 cards still, but it's all right.
Yeah. We have Yathan Roadwatcher for 1 and a white, black, green creature, human scout, 3/3. When this creature enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the fact that it says if you cast it when it enters. So you can't like flicker it.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Our final rare here is Zergo, Thunder's Decree. Mardu for a 2/4 legendary orc warrior with mobilize 2. And during your end step, warrior tokens you control have this token can't be sacrificed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually like this card quite a bit.
I was going to say quickly, does that let's say that this is around for the first, because they don't have sacrifice them at the beginning of the end step. It's at the next end step. So if those tokens live a first time, they just stick around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, a pretty cool budget commander option. I think you could make a pretty fun budget theme deck around this kind of. I like this. I like a 3-mana commander.
Just remember for the tokens, it's warrior tokens only. So unless you have like a match with Nexus or something like that,
Yeah. No, I like that a lot actually. There's a few of the ones that I wanted to quickly go over before we wrap here. Is these monuments specifically? I like budget things, right? I really like a lot of my budget rocks, and these Abzan monuments are another version of them, all of the monuments. So the first one is the Abzan monument. It's 2 mana. When it enters, you search for a basic plain, swamp, or forest, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's a great 2 mana rock. Like it's a 2 mana tutor for you, and I like that. Then it has a white, black, green tap. Sack it. You create an XX white spirit creature token where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Activate only as a sorcery, so late game it's also not horrible. And they've got a few of those here. Like there's actually a few cool things in here. Like
so they have like the Jeskai one, Teamer one. They all basically do the same thing. They enter for 2, you search for a land, and then for like whatever mana you sacrifice it and you create a bunch of tokens.
Yeah. But they also made a bunch of there's a lot of these really cool encroaching dragon enchantments. So one's Encroaching Dragonstorm, 3 and a green. When it enters, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle, which is great. That's people already run that. But whenever a dragon you control enters, return this to its owner's hand. So there's a lot of like really, really cool new. The dragons got a ton of love in this set. Where's the other monuments? What are they?
Jeskai.
And but
Gonna be your next one.
yeah. So Jeskai, you search for the Jeskai colors, or you pay. I think all of them are 1 in their colors. So 1 in Jeskai tap sack, create 2 white bird creature tokens with flying. Activate only as a sorcery. Not horrible.
The Mardu one is
from...
2 in Mardu, but you get 3 tokens, menace and haste.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Sultai one, same deal for 2, and then the Sultai colors. Tap sack, create 2 black zombies, zombie druids. Activate only a sorcery. Yada yada yada. And then the last one's gonna be the Teamer. It's gonna be 3 and Teamer, 2 and tap it. Sacrifice the artifact. Create a 5/5 green elephant creature token.
Yeah, I like I said, I like
Not
those.
bad.
There's another one I wanted to say too quickly, and this is the last one. The set is chock full of omens, and I hadn't actually read them when I was looking initially. I thought they were just like adventures, and I really like the utility that you get with a lot of the adventure cards. But one I wanted to say specifically is this Purging Stormbrood. I think this is actually, knowing how the omen mechanic works now, I think this is a phenomenal card because it has the 4 and a black for a 4/4 or 4/4 flying dragon with ward 2, pay a life. When it enters, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. That's super problematic already because like you can already stripping off the counters of things like in a proliferate themed deck is brutal. But just this omen, the instant of 1 and a white target creature gets 2/2 lifelink and hexproof till end of turn. That shuffling back in is a pretty phenomenal piece of protection in the deck, right? Because you might use it 2 or 3 times in a game that way, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, these I think the omen cards are going to be a little slept on for a lot of it. There's a dragon one too. The counter again, I didn't understand how the omen worked. I just thought it was an adventure. But counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. That's also a great early game card in the deck, and then it's stapled onto a dragon. So I think that it's worth going over like on your own time. Obviously, we've yapped too much, but it's worth going over and like looking at these omen cards because I think they're pretty cool pickups overall. Like I think they've got a lot of potential. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I gotta make a trip to the store and get some of these.
Overall, I think this set is pretty good. So, and I think it was like overshadowed like by the fact that like we had like the secret layers for Spider-Man and SpongeBob and the spoilers for Final Fantasy. Like you barely saw any mention of this until like spoiler season started. So
oh, also
I
sorry,
think they did a pretty good job overall.
I was gonna say very last thing, the Dragon Eye versions of the lands are also phenomenally gorgeous. They were all done extremely well. Did you see?
I like the full art lands more than the Dragon Eye ones because like you see the shadow of a dragon like just going over the land. I like that more, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. The eyes are kind of meh for me, but the like encroaching shadow lands are really cool.
You guys are out of your mind.
Yeah.
I would replace every basic land I own with these planes, like the big ones. Oh man, I like them. Except maybe I might keep the I like a lot of the what's the set Una's in? Duskmorn. No, not Duskmorn.
The set Una is in?
Yeah, Una, Queen of the Fae. Shadowmoor? Yeah. That those lands. I like all those lands. Yeah. That's it. I was gonna say really quickly, very, very last thing, and then we wrap. What's your favorite card from this set so far? I say I'll go first. I've got to say Baitor, but second place is that Teval. I think that Teval is really interesting.
Fair. I don't know. Slothy, do you know yours off the bat?
Skirmish Rhino. I think that's a really, really valuable mythic. I think that's going to see a ton of play. I really think that it should have been legendary, and I will not elaborate any further, but my actual answer is Sidisi.
That's fair. I'm going to clip that, take it out of context.
I'll be like, I hate you.
We're concerned Slothy hit his head way too hard.
Yeah, totally, 100%. No, you know what? Like, I really like that Glacier Wood Siege, the one where like you cast a spell, you start your player mills 4 cards, or you play lands from your graveyard. Like that's just so stupid.
That's a powerhouse card for sure.
It's so strong. It's so stupid strong.
I again, if Magic went back to stuff like this, I wish they had done they need to go back to block sets, right? Because
Yes.
obviously this is a new version of Sultai specifically. They're doing like a war, like from passingly looking here. You can see that Sarkon's like dragons are like attacking and everything. People are trying to defend, and well, at least that's what I'm taking from the story. I could be totally wrong, but I'd like to see more fleshing out of these characters, because that's what makes you fall in love with like a character, is like the cool, like, again, I really like Felithar, for example, right? I think Felithar's very cool ability wise. I like the artwork of Felithar. I'd like to see more of it instead of just like, this is a really cool card. Enjoy it again in 10 years.
Here's loot.
Yeah, Felithar's dead. You have a new Kellen. Grow up. Not a Kellen, not a loot, no silly costumes in sight. This is just good old Magic.
Yeah, it's
no cell phones in sight, just everyone in the moment.
Yeah, everyone just living the dream. Not a cell phone in sight. Yeah, that's it. I say I wrap there on it. Bam.
Yeah,
I hit this. Thank you guys so much for getting through our big old yap session here. If you like what we're doing. I didn't even hit sponsors earlier. We were in such a rush. If you like what we're doing, like, share, subscribe. It really, really does help us out. If you want to go above and beyond that, come to Patreon. It's the best way to directly support us, interact with us, talk about building decks. Just lots of cool stuff. I appreciate everyone who's over on Patreon. So thank you, everyone who's checked it out. Thanks, everyone who's rated the show, left comments lately. It really does help out. It's very nice. If you want any of these cards, go to houseofcards.ca, promo code IT99. Go there for all of these serialized Mox Jaspers you want. Please get a discount on those serial Mox Jaspers. Promo code IT99. It's going to get you a discount. It's going to support us. It's going to support a great business who just is. They're good guys, just in general. That's all I can say. The business is nice. They've got great stock. They've got great shipping times. They're super responsive. I really, really, really like the House of Cards guys. Other than that, throw some of the stuff in the AI armor sleeves, and with that, I just give everyone a nice little relaxing outro here. I've yapped enough. That's it. Nice and easy.
All right, laters.
Toodles.